Buddhaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi, Dhammaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi, Saṅghaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi. Yankinci dukkhaṃ sambhoti sabbaṃ viññāna paccaya viññānassa nirodhena natti dukkassa sambhavo. Whatever dukkha arises, they all arise dependent on viññāna, consciousness. They all arise because of viññāna. With the cessation of viññāna, the consciousness, all dukkha come to cease. Friends, this is how the Buddha said in the Dvayatanupassana Sutta of the Sutta Nipata. I am glad to see you all today and share the Dhamma with you today. When we as friends, Dhamma friends, get together, we should study the Dhamma. We should learn the Dhamma, study the Dhamma. So, to study the Dhamma, today we are going to talk about the existence and extinction of samsaric cycle. This is the topic. The existence and extinction of samsaric cycle. This is based on Paticca Samuppada, dependent origination. This is the chart. We want to study this little later. First, we need to understand three different terms. Three things first. Sansaric cycle. What is this sansaric cycle? What is samsara? That is to be known, that is to be understood first. Samsara, the Pali term for samsara is sansarati. Sansarati is the verb. Sansarati means wandering. Sansarati. We all are wandering in samsara. Buddha said, we all are wandering in samsara. Right after the attainment of enlightenment, the Buddha declared a special stanza. Declared a stanza to express his contentment, happy contentment. He said, Aneka jati sansarang sandha vissang anibbisang gaha karakang gavesantu dukkha jati punappunam gaha karaka dittosi puna gehang nakahasi sabbate phasuka bhagga gaha kutang visankitang visankara gatan chittang tanhanang khayamajjaga. In this one, the Buddha said, Aneka jati samsaram, through many a birth, wandering in samsara. I wandered in samsara, seeking, but not finding the builder of this house. The builder of this house. Then the Buddha said, builder of house, addressing the builder of house, the Buddha says, Thou art seen, I see you. Hereafter you cannot build the house. Who is this builder? Tanha, the craving. Craving is the builder. So here the Buddha talk about sansara, aneka jati sansara, and that is what I want to point you out. Aneka jati sansara, through many a birth, I wandered in samsara, seeking but not finding. Again, another occasion. Buddha said, Anamataggo ayang bhikkave sansaro pubbha koti na panyayati. Monks, this samsara is anamatagga. It is quite difficult to discern the beginning of this samsara. It is such a long way that we come in samsara. We are born again and again, die again and again. Birth, death. This is the cycle. So we are born again and again. Then we die again and again. Samsara. This samsara, once the Buddha said, even a fraction of a second in samsara is dukkha. Therefore, better you escape this samsara as soon as possible. As soon as possible. ASAP. Another occasion, Buddha addressing Venerable Ananda went to the Buddha and talk about Paticca Samuppada. He said, Bhante, this Paticca Samuppada is so easy, very easy to me. Then the Buddha said, Ananda, do not say so, do not say so. This Paticca Samuppada is so profound. It seems profound. It is because of not understanding this Paticca Samuppada, you and me, we all are wandering in samsara. Like a knotted ball of string, the Buddha said. So friends, that is how we have to understand this samsara. It's end of no end in. It is quite difficult to find the end. It is a cycle. Samsaric cycle. There is a cycle. We come to that later. That's the first term. The second term to understand is existence. What is existence? We exist. All beings exist. How we exist? We exist because of other things. One exists because of the other. That is the principle, that is the nature. One exists because of the other. So we all exist because of other things. We all exist because of causes. There are causes for us to exist. What are the causes? There are 6 causes. Earth, water, fire, air, space and consciousness. These are the causes for existence. It is because of these things we exist. We exist where? We exist within time and space. Time and space. All things exist within time and space. When we exist, the existence, there are different existences. The Buddha said, Kama Bhava, Rupa Bhava, Arupa Bhava. Pali term for existence is Bhava. So, there are, according to Buddhist cosmology, there are 31 different realms. Beings are born and exist in these realms. They are born again and again in these realms, and they are wandering in these realms. That is again samsara. This existence, one day this existence should come to extinction. Extinction. What is extinction then? Extinction is possible only the extinction of one thing. When one thing comes to extinct, the other has come to extinct. That means when one comes to fall, the other comes to the fall. That is because things interdependently existing. If one falls, the other as well. So both fall apart. So what are the things existing? When you say exist, in samsara, existence is Nama Rupa. Nama Rupa and Vijnana. Nama Rupa Pacchaya, Buddha said Nama Rupa Pacchaya Vijnana, Vijnana Pacchaya Nama Rupa. It is because of Nama Rupa and Vijnana we exist in samsara. One day, if we can cut off one, then other also falls down. That is how extinction comes to be. So let's now understand what Paticca Samuppada is. Paticca Samuppada means dependent origination, causality. In other words, synonyms are causality, interdependency, causal genesis. These are synonyms. This is one of the profound teaching and fundamental teachings of the Buddha. One of the fundamental teachings of the Buddha. Buddha has rediscovered three principles: the Four Noble Truths, the dependent origination, and the three characteristics of existence. This Paticca Samuppada, once the Buddha said, if one sees Paticca Samuppada, he sees the Dhamma. He who sees Paticca Samuppada sees the Dhamma. Who sees Dhamma sees Paticca Samuppada. Yo Paticca Samuppadam passati, so Dhammam passati. Yo Dhammam passati, so Paticca Samuppadam passati. The Buddha, after his enlightenment, 7 days sort of experience, being sensitive to his enlightenment, Buddha spent 7 days on the same posture. Then he recollected, contemplated upon this Paticca Samuppada. Throughout the night, 3 times. First watch, the second watch, and the third watch, he contemplated this Paticca Samuppada. Progress manner and the regress manner. He realized this clearly, penetrated clearly Paticca Samuppada. This Paticca Samuppada, once Venerable Assaji was the 5th month, the youngest of the five disciples who listened to the first sermon of the Buddha. Of the 5, the youngest was Assaji. One day, while he was going for alms, from house to house, one young man named Upatissa, he who later became Sariputta, he saw this venerable Sariputta. He went to talk and he asked what is the Dhamma he is studying and who is his teacher. Then this venerable Assaji said, Ye Dhamma hetuppabhava tesang hetu tathagato aha tesanchayo nirodho evang vadi mahasamano. So, referring to the Buddha, he said, my teacher is Buddha, that great teacher, great recluse. Mahasamana is my teacher. Mahasamana means great recluse. So, he teaches the Dhamma, he teaches Ye Dhamma hetuppabhava, whatever Dhamma comes to be because of causes. So Dhamma comes to be because of causes. This is the point. All things come to be because of causes. Without cause, nothing happens in the world. Without cause, nothing happens in the world. So he said, whatever Dhamma comes to be because of causes, that great Samana, the Buddha, teaches the causes. And also, he teaches the cessation of causes. That is my teacher, he is the great recluse. So he said this. So friends, in this manner, we can understand on different occasions, Buddha himself appreciated, the other monks have talked about this Paticca Samuppada. Paticca Samuppada, what we learn today is from commentaries. From the commentaries, we learn Paticca Samuppada, which is referring to three existences: pre-existence, re-existence and disexistence. Three bhava, which is not in the suttas. So, this Paticca Samuppada teaches us the existence and extinction. Now let's see how. Let's first understand that there are 12 links of this Paticca Samuppada. This is not Paticca Samuppada. Paticca Samuppada has a principle. That principle is Imasmin sati idang hoti, imasmin asati idang nahoti. That means when this comes to be. Please give more attention. This is not. I am not going to tell you stories, cock and bull stories. This is real Dhamma. So give more attention. Then you can understand the Dhamma. If you can't understand, let me know that. You can ask questions. So when this comes to be, when there is right hand, there is left hand. When there is up, there is down. When there is merit, there is demerit. That is the teaching. So one exists because of the other. Buddha said, Imasmin sati idang hoti, imasmin asati idang nahoti. When this comes to be. When this is not, this does not come to be. That is the teaching, that is the principle. So the Buddha applied this principle to dukkha. When the Buddha applied this to dukkha, this is the Paticca Samuppada. 12 links. Now, dukkha arises. Buddha says, dukkha arises because of vijnana. As I said, the first stanza. We normally start Paticca Samuppada with the first, with the word, very top word, which is avidya. Sorry. Avidya. Avidya means what? Avidya means not knowing Four Noble Truth. Dukkhe ajnanam, dukkha samudaya ajnanam, dukkha nirodha ajnanam, dukkha nirodha gamini patipadaya ajnanam. Jnana means knowledge, ajnana means not knowledge, not knowing. Not knowing of dukkha, not knowing of the cause of dukkha, not knowing the cessation of dukkha, not knowing the path leading to the cessation of dukkha. That is what is called avijja. Then sankhara. Sankhara means formations. There are 6 types of formations. Meritorious deeds, demeritorious deeds, and neither meritorious nor non-meritorious, nor demeritorious. Those are 3 types there. Then verbal formation, physical formation, mental formation. 3 types again. There are then 6 types of sankhara. Here, verbal formation means vitakka vichara, applied thought and sustained thought. Verbal formation. Physical formation means breath. Then mental formation means feeling and perception. Then vijnana. Vijnana means 6 types of vijnana. Consciousness. Eye consciousness, chakku vijnana, sota vijnana, ghana vijnana, jihva vijnana, Kaya Vijnana, Mano Vijnana. 6 type of Vijnana. Then Nama Rupa. Nama means feeling, perception, volitional formations, contact and attention. 5 things. That is why there are 5 lines here, this side. 5 lines. To represent Nama. Rupa, here, this side, Rupa, there are 4 lines here. To represent Rupa. Patavi, Apo, Tejo, Vayo. Earth, water, air, earth, water, fire, air. 4. That is Nama Rupa. Then Vijnana. Nama Rupa and Vijnana make the cycle. We'll come to that later. Nama Rupa. Then Salayatana. Salayatana means 6 senses. You know 6 senses. Eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind. Then Phassa. Phassa means contact. When we have internal base, external base and consciousness, these come together. Say for instance, take eye, form and eye consciousness. When these 3 come together, the meeting of the 3 is called Phassa, contact. Likewise, the same, the same. Phassa. Then Vedana. Vedana means feeling. Feelings. There are 3 feelings or 6 feelings. Feelings, there are different types of feelings. The Buddha once said 108 types of feelings. Tanha. Tanha means craving. Upadana. Upadana means attachment. There are 4 types of attachment. Attachment, clinging to sensual pleasures, clinging to views, clinging to rites and rituals, and clinging to self. Then bhava. Bhava means existence. 3 existences. Kama bhava, rupa bhava, arupa bhava. Sensual sphere, material sphere and immaterial sphere. Then jati. Jati means birth. Jara marana. Jara marana means, jara means decay, marana is death. So those are the 11 factors. Now, one day, Venerable Sariputta and Mahakottita, while they were living at the place where the Buddha delivered his first sermon, the place called Issipatana Migadaya, Varanasi. Venerable Mahakottita, after his evening sitting, he came to meet Venerable Sariputta and asked, Bhante, this Jara Marana, Bhante, this Jara Marana, how about this Jara Marana? How did they come to be? Is Jara Marana comes to be because of oneself? Then Venerable Sariputta said, no. Then because of another? Venerable Sariputta said, no. Then because of oneself and another? Then Venerable Sariputta said, no. Then how this come to be? Is that come to be because of without cause, spontaneously? Then Venerable Sariputta said, no. Then how it comes to be? He asked. Then Venerable Sariputta said, Jara Marana comes to be because of jati. When there is jati, when there is birth, decay and death comes to be. That is how Venerable Sariputta said. Then Venerable Kottita asked, how then jati, how this birth comes to be? He asked, birth, is that the birth, is anybody created oneself? Created by oneself? He said, no. Created by another? No. Created by both? No. Spontaneously? Came to exist spontaneously? No. Then how jati comes to be? Because of bhava. Since there is existence, birth comes to be. Then he asked, how about then bhava? The same answer. He asked whether bhava comes to be, whether it's created by oneself, created by another, created by both, or spontaneously. He said no. Then how? Bhava comes to be because of upadana. Then he asked how upadana comes to be. Like that, all these things, I don't want to go repeatedly up to this point. Okay, Nama Rupa. Now we are here. Nama Rupa. When he asked Bhante, then how Nama Rupa comes to be? Nama Rupa comes to be, whether the Nama Rupa was created by oneself, created by another, created by both, or came to be spontaneously. Venerable Sariputta said, Nama Rupa comes to be because of Vijnana. Now, here is a knot. Here is a knot. Venerable Mahakotta asked Bhante, how then Vijnana comes to be? Is that created by oneself? Venerable Sariputta said, no. Is that then created by another? No. Created by both oneself and another? No. Came to exist spontaneously without any cause? No. Then how Vijnana comes to be? Then Venerable Sariputta says, Vijnana comes to be because of Nama Rupa. Because of Nama Rupa. You see what happens? Earlier Venerable Sariputta said, Nama Rupa comes to be because of Vijnana. Nama Rupa comes to be because of Vijnana. Now he says, Vijnana comes to be because of Nama Rupa. Like this. Nama Rupa Paccha Vijnanam, Vijnana Paccha Nama Rupam. This is the knot. This is the cycle. This is what is called samsaric cycle. It is because of this. This is the samsaric cycle. It is because of this we are wandering in samsara. This is the cycle. This cycle, when he said this, Venerable Mahakottita couldn't understand. Venerable Mahakottita then asked, how comes? Earlier you said Nama Rupa comes to be because of Vijnana. Now it says Vijnana comes to be because of Nama Rupa. How comes? Then Venerable Sariputta gave a simile. That the simile of two bundles of reed. Two bundles of reeds. Say woods. Two bundles of woods. When the two put together like this, they can stand interdependently. If you put two bundles, suppose two books even put like this, they stand together because of interdependence. Like that, these red lines represent the bundles of reeds. So, when you keep two, they can stand together. Just like that, Vijnana depend on Nama Rupa depend on Vijnana. Now, if you kick one, then what happened to other? It comes down, fall apart. Like that, if you kick Nama Rupa, all these are connected to each other. You see, all these are connected to each other. Now, in all these factors, there is Vijnana. Nama Rupa, there is no Nama Rupa without Vijnana, no Salayatana without Vijnana, no Phassa without Vijnana, no Vedana without Vijnana, like that. All this has the connection of Vijnana. Now, these two bundles, if you kick this Nama Rupa bundle, what happens? All these as connected, just like a domino. You know the dominoes. Like dominoes, when as they are leaning to one another, if you kick one, all others fall apart. All others come down. That is what exactly happens to all these things. All these things. From here, all these come apart when the Dhamma Rupa fall apart. So then what happens? For this, here is a cycle. This cycle is called Vatta, Samsara Vatta. Vatta means round. Vatta means round. It's going round. This arrow and this arrow shows two streams. From here there is a stream. This is called Sansaric stream. Sansaric stream. This is called Dhamma stream. Dhamma stream. Now one day a certain deity came to the Buddha and asked a question. He asked, Kuto sara nivattanti katta vattang na vattati katta namancha rupancha asesang uparujjati. Kuto sara nivattanti. Sara means stream. Sara means plural. Where do streams stop? He asked, where do streams stop? These streams, where do they stop? He asked, Kuto sara nivattanti. Then he asked, Katta vattang navattati. Where does this vatta, this round, does not revolve? Where the round does not revolve any longer. Katta vattang navattati. Katta namancha rupancha asesang uparujjati. Where do this nama and rupa completely come to cessation without remainder? Remainderless stop. Where it happens? That is the question he asked. Then the Buddha said, Yatta apocha patavi tejo vayo nagadati. Where there is no earth, water, fire, air. Yatta apocha patavi tejo vayo nagadati. Not footing. Not finding a place to hit. Yatta apocha patavi tejo vayo nagadati. Ato sara nivattanti. That is the place where sara, these streams stop. That is the place where streams stop. Ato sara nivattanti. Etta vattang navattati. That is where the vatta, this round is no longer revolved. No round, no cycle, no circle is revolved any longer. Because no apo, tejo, vayo, patavi, nothing. Therefore, no round revolving, no circle is revolving any longer. Etta namancha rupancha asesang uparujjati. That is the place where both nama and rupa come to complete cessation. Cessation, this extinction, there are two types of existence. Extinction outside, externally existence. Extinction externally. The other one is internally. External extinction. External extinction, cessation, is called nirujjati. In Pali, nirujjati. Internal extinction is called uparujjati. Two terms. Nirujjati, uparujjati. So the Buddha used the term uparujjati. This extinction is not outside but inside. We can understand this further a little later. Now, the Buddha's advice, the Buddha said, this cycle, samsaric cycle should be cut off. Who can do this? Only this type of person. This type of person. Whether it's bald-headed or head with head hairs, whether man or woman, humans, we all can do that. So Buddha says this, cut this stream, chinda sotang. Buddha said, chinda sotang, cut this stream. This is the stream. This stream should be cut. Then the stream becomes two. Dhamma sota, this side. Bhava sota, this side. Chinda sotang. When you cut it like this, cut. Like this, cut it. Chinda sotang. How? Parakkamma, with a great strenuous, great effort. With effort, cut this stream. Chinda sotam parakam. Kame panuda brahmana. Brahmana, address him. Brahmana. Address the person who is practicing. Is the Brahmana, noble person. Buddha said, cut this stream and understand and avoid kama, lust. Avoid lust. Sensual pleasures, sexual pleasures, avoid, cut it off, and cut this stream. Chinda sotam parakkamma kame panuda brahmana. Sankharanam kayang nyatta. Know that you are destroying sankhara. Now you are destroying sankhara because as there is vijnana. Vijnana depends on sankhara now, you see. Vijnana depends on sankhara. This side is no more. This side no problem now. This side is the problem. Dhamma sota, though you are on the Dhamma stream, still sankhara, you have sankhara. Sankhara are to be cut off. Understand that you are destroying sankhara. When you cut off this stream, you can become a stream enterer. You enter the path as a stream enterer. This is the stream, Dhamma Sota. You enter the path as a stream enterer. Then you are forwarding. You go against the current, against the stream, upwards. Then you can cut off sankhara. As the result, you can become a once returner and also non-returner. But still there is avidya. Since you have avidya, you are not an arahant. Avidya is dependent on something else. Sorry. Avidya is dependent on taints. Taints mean asava. Asava. Avidya depends on asava. There are three types of asava. Kamasava, bhavasava and avidyasava. Kamasava means sensual taints. Bhavasava means existence, taints of existence. Avidyasava means taints of ignorance. These three. So this ignorance, avidya, depend on these three. Asava. If you can cut off asava, then you can cut off avidya as well. Then what happens? If you cut off asava, you become khinasava. Khinasava is a term for arahant. Khinasava means arahant. So you can become an arahant with the cessation of avidya. No avidya, no asava. You have both. You have no both. Then you can become a khinasava. Now, by this time, your consciousness is called, by this time your consciousness, the arahant, the enlightened one's consciousness is called anidassana vijnana. Anidassana vijnana or appatittita vijnana. Appatittita means where there is no place to hit, no place to establish. Because there are no nama rupa. Since there are no nama rupa, this consciousness, this vijnana is crystal clear. It's a pristine, pure vijnana. Arahant's vijnana. No place to hit, no nama rupa. It's like this. When I put this light, this laser, there is the roof, you can see it. If there is, because there is a place to hit. If there is no roof, then it goes infinite. Just like that, the Arahant's mind, Arahant's consciousness. There is no place to hit. Therefore, it is called appatittita. Appatittita vijnana, Arahant's mind. This anidassana vijnana or appatittita vijnana means a clear mind, clear consciousness, crystal clear consciousness. That is the consciousness of an Arahant. There is a classic example in a particular discourse for this consciousness. Anidassana vijnana. The discourse is from Digha Nikaya, Lone Discourses of the Buddha. The name of the discourse is Kevadda Sutta. Kevadda Sutta. Where the Buddha said, there's a story to set this. It's an interesting story. Once a certain monk was practicing. While he was practicing, he was contemplating, thinking of where these four elements, Patthavi, Apo, Tejo, Vayu, completely cease. He thought, where do these cease completely, without remainder? Where do these four elements completely cease? That was his meditation. He was thinking of that. He had power, sort of spiritual power, miraculous power. He could go anywhere. He could go through the air even. So what he did not go to ask this question from the Buddha. Buddha was next in the same monastery. But he did not go to meet the Buddha. He went to the heaven, the first heaven, and asked the deities, Devas. Devas did not know that. Then he went to the second heaven. He asked, nobody knows. Then the third heavens, nobody knows. Then the fourth, like that, he went all the way up to Brahma realm, Brahma world. He met Brahma. Even Brahma does not know this. Where these four elements completely cease. When he asked these questions, Brahma could not answer this in front of others. It is not good for him, for his position. It is not good to say that he does not know. So he said, when asked, he says, yes, I am the Brahma, I created this. Like that, he sort of boasted. Then finally, he got this monk, he went to a corner and said, Bhante, I can't say no in front of these other Brahmas. Even I don't know this. This is the wrong place that you have come to ask this. You better go and meet Buddha. That is the place you to go to ask this. Go ask Buddha. Then he went to the Buddha. When he went to the Buddha, Buddha said, he asked a question, then Buddha said, you like those days, the olden days, people when they sailed in the sea, in the ocean, when they go in the ship, they take birds to understand the directions. Unlike today, early days, they took birds. When they go to the mid-sea, they release birds. Then if the birds see a land, they go to the land. Otherwise, they come back to the same ship. So that Buddha said, like that bird, you all the way up the heavens, Brahma world, you did not find the answer. Then just like the bird couldn't find the land, you came back. You came back to me. Anyway, Buddha said, the question that you asked is wrong. That is also very important for us to understand. When we ask a question, this in our daily life even, we should be clear. We should ask the right question, right way, proper way. The Buddha said, the way that you ask this question is wrong. What he asked was, where these four elements completely cease, nirujjati. He used the word nirujjati in Pali. Nirujjati means it comes to complete cessation externally. Externally, nirujjati. Buddha said, no, you to ask where these four elements completely cease internally. Uparujjati. Katta namancha rupancha asesang uparujjati. Where this come to cease internally, come cessation. Then the Buddha answered the question. He asked the question and Buddha answered the question. Buddha said, Viññānaṁ anidassanam. This viññāna, anidassana means no features in this viññāna, no features in this consciousness. Viññāna anidassana. There are no features in this consciousness. Viññānaṁ anidassana. Anantang, it is infinite. Arahant's viññāna, Arahant consciousness is infinite. Etta naman, etta apocha patavi tejo vayo na gadati. In this consciousness, there is no place to put in, no place to hit this patavi, apo, tejo, vayo. These four elements are no more in that consciousness. Arahant consciousness is clear. No patavi, apo, tejo, vayu. Etta digancha, rassancha, anu, tulang, subha. Here there are no diga, ras, there is no diga, means long, nothing to call long, short, good, bad, no such things in this consciousness. Arahant's mind, clear mind, pure mind. Etta apocha patavi, etta namancha rupancha asesang uparujjati. There is no nama, both nama, rupa, Asesang, remainderless, no remaining. They completely asesang uparujjati, the Arahant's mind. In this mind, all this came to cease within. Asesang uparujjati, without remainderless, they all came to cease within. So Arahant's mind, it comes to cessation within, not outside. It comes to the cessation, the consciousness, that vijnana comes to cessation within. Etta namancha rupancha asesang uparujjati vijnanassa nirodhena ettetang uparujjati. With the cessation of vijnana, with the cessation of consciousness, everything comes to cease within. Then what happens? You become cool, calm, come to the state of coolness, calmness. The Pali term used in the suttas is Siti Bhuta. The Arahants become a cooled one, calm, cooled, Siti Bhuta. As long as we are alive, as worldlings, we are flaming, blazing. We are flaming. Arahants, they come to coolness, calmness, Siti Bhuta. So friends, this is how the Buddha has taught us the Dhamma. We have to understand this Dhamma and we have to practice this Dhamma. In short, as I wanted to tell you today, what I wanted to tell you today is this samsaric cycle. This is the samsaric cycle. We are wandering in this samsara because of nama, rupa and vijnana. Nama means feeling, perception, volitional formation, contact and attention. Rupa means Paṭhavi, Āpo, Tejo, Vayu, earth, water, air, fire and air. Then vijnana. This cycle should be understood. And this cycle should be cut off. As the Buddha said, cut this stream. You have to cut off this samsaric cycle. How? Meditation. Vipassana meditation. Without vipassana, nobody can do that. Therefore, in order to cut off this samsaric cycle, you have to practice meditation, both samatha and vipassana. Then one day we can cut off this samsaric cycle and we can cross the flood, we can go beyond this samsara and attain supreme bliss of Nibbana. May we attain supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So, yes, question, Q&A, let's take a few minutes.
Thank you for sharing. In the Buddha, sometimes believe that some people they will write down that some have as become a stream entry. How do you know when a person has become a stream enterer?
How?
How do you? I mean, when you read the Sutta, it mentioned that certain people have become a stream entry, even the king, after listening to the Buddha. We have become a stream enterer. So how do you know? How do you know a person actually goes to enter the stream?
That is, you yourself can understand when you come to that state, because the signs, there are certain signs. Just like suppose you want to go to Singapore. You'd never gone there, never been there. take the bus or flight. When you go there, you know that, oh, I have come here. Why? How? With some certain signs, right? Just like that, when you practice, you can understand, as you are practicing the Dhamma, you have unwavering confidence in the Buddha, confidence in the Dhamma, confidence in the Sangha. Your Sila is pure, pristine, pure Sila. And you know and see this Paticca Samuppada. You know and see both. Not only know, but you see through this Paticca Samuppada. With that, you yourself can say, oh, now I have come to this point. From this day, I will not be born in hell. You know that, you can say that. From this day, I will not be born in animal realms. You can say that. From this day, I will not be born in hungry ghost realm. Nobody else says this. You can understand this thing. It is because of your realization. That is what is called realization. That realization cannot be transferred, cannot be given by anybody else. No gods to give it. If you practice meditation, you can realize it. Okay?
Bhante, Sanya Vedana, 2 points which the Buddha taught about how we see things, the conditions which we need to see things, in the sense that what we perceive comes from our senses, and the senses is dependent on the body. The body becomes the self. So in this sense, when we are looking at things, what we look outside is the objective world, and what we see inside is actually coming from our conditioning, our experience, our past, understanding or experience, what we have seen, teaching, family, background, affinity, habits, tendencies. So when we are seeing things, are we really seeing what is out there, or are we actually interpreting what we know of what is seen?
See is our perception. Whatever we see, hear, smell, these are called perception. Perception takes place because of different reasons. It is because of different concomitant factors, different factors connected to 6 senses. Say, for instance, if you take eye, if you have the eye, form and consciousness, these 3 come together. With this, contact comes to be. It is because of contact, feeling comes to be. Because of feeling, perception comes to be. Vedana pacca sanya, yang vedeti tang sanjanati. That is how the Buddha said. Yang vedeti tang sanjanati. Then you perceive. You recognize it. Perceive means recognize it. When you recognize this, even that recognition is not the reality. You recognize, though it is not reality. It may be either, now here you have Vedana, the feeling. It is because of that you might delight on the subject, on what you are seeing, the subject. You might delight, either delight or aversion or delusion. Where there is no reality, you don't see reality. In order to see reality, you have to have mindfulness. If you have mindfulness and clear comprehension, where you develop your wisdom, then you can see true wisdom. That is, see through vipassana. If you see through vipassana, you see it as it is. That is how it takes place. So simply you see things means not that you see the right things. That is perception. The perception may be perverted perception. Okay?
The perverted perception is ditti. The perverted perception is our ditti.
Ditti. Ditti is one type of perception. That is called perception of view. Ditti vipallasa is perverted perception.
Good morning, Bhante. Bhante said that Dukkha stream is Dukkha between the Jnana and Nama Rupa. If let's say, is it possible to cut between the Phassa and Vedana? I mean, is it the contact actually?
Phassa and Vedana? Phassa and Vedana, you can cut any place if you can realize this, but it is difficult to understand other places. Phassa, before you come to Phassa and Vedana is not a cycle. Buddha and the Arahants, the other Arahants, even Venerable Sariputta pointed out that the circle or the cycle is formed only that point. No other place in this, according to discourses, you don't find this cycle, the samsaric cycle. The cycle is not formed anywhere else. Only between Vijnana, Namarupa and Vijnana. No place you can see Vedana Paccha Phassa, Phassa Paccha Vedana.